Today I'm going to show you how to use white balance with a combination of gels to give your photos a very unique and creative look. Okay, so we're in the studio and we have an athlete, Colby's with us. We're going to just take some standard edge lit portraits that are going to be, I say standard, they're not standard. They're going to be very dramatic looking, but we want to give it a little bit more than just that. We're looking for something extra to make them stand out a little bit more. These days, it's really hard to make your photos stand out because I feel like that there's a lot of shared information on my YouTube channel and others where we're telling you how to do what we do. So I like that personally because it pushes me to continue to come up with new ideas that people haven't done. So today's not a unique idea that has never been done before, but it is something that I do use sparingly, but I think it's really cool. It's you got to pick your spots with it. It's not something you'd use every day. So the first time I did this was actually in a situation that I would not recommend doing it because it was a high pressure magazine shoot that I didn't have much time to set up for at the UK basketball practice gym with 3 of their basketball players. And I decided I was going to do this really complicated shot with one of them dunking in the background, one of them, and then 2 of the other ones in the foreground, dribbling or throwing the ball up. That's what it ended up, the final shot ended up being. And they were pretty spread out, so I wanted to use blue gels to make the background blue because they had white walls in the gym. So, and there was a UK logo there too, so I thought it would be cool to make everything kind of blue, but I didn't have enough gel, so I changed the Kelvin temperature as far down to blue as possible to make everything blue. And then what you do to counteract that is blue and orange are opposite on the color wheel. So then you take an orange gel and you put it on your key light, and then that will counterbalance the blue tint and should make the skin tone look normal color. Everything that key light hits, and everything it doesn't hit will be blue. So it looks like you've got blue gels and everything, and that's where everybody assumed that I did. Because I had like 7 or 8 lights, maybe, I think, going in that picture. So luckily it worked out really well, and I do it every now and then. I've done it outside with seniors before with like people that hunt, like the sky blue, so it looks like it's at night. That's one really good way to use it to your advantage because the sky does look blue when the sun's going down, or after it's gone down for the blue hour. So now obviously we're not outside, we're in the studio, but just to show you, give you a better idea, insights, we can control everything. Okay, so we've got 2 edge lights. These are all FJ400s, except this is an FJ800, and then the light above him is an FJ200. So we have these 2 edge lights, obviously to get a nice highlight around him, and then that light above to get a little bit more drama from light coming down to create some shadows. And then our key light here, so that's a deep umbrella up there, and it's got diffusion on it with the FJ200. And then with our key here with the Easy Boom, we have the Gel Grimes Beauty Dish with a grid to control the light, because if I take the grid off, the light's gonna hit the back wall and it will contaminate it. So because he's relatively close to the back wall, that light above him is going to hit it a little bit. And it kind of created a nice little gradient whenever I tested it, so I decided to leave it. We could situate that light or move him this way a little bit so that it doesn't hit it as much, but I kind of like the look of it. It was kind of a unique, from light to dark, so I'm just going to leave it like that. That's why we've got the grid on this. So I'm going to take the picture, I'm going to build it from the background up, because that's always how I do everything. So we will show you the proper way to build a set. So let's take an ambient light shot first. I've got this set at f8 because there's no reason to really shoot shallow because it's a white wall. I'm shooting with the A7R5 and 24-70, so we're at f8, ISO 100, 1/200 shutter speed. And right now I've got my white balance set to flash. So, all right, so I'm zooming in to about here up. Okay, so I'm just gonna have him stand there. Nothing fancy. Take the test. There's an ambient shot. It's almost totally black. You can see the back wall a little bit. If I turn the lights off in here, it would be totally black probably, but I don't think we need to do that because my lights are gonna overpower it. So, all right, so let's turn the top light on first. So we've got it set to 6.5, that light up there with the deep umbrella. Okay, good. So you can see how much drama that's adding. And then we'll add the edge lights on top of that. So they're at 7.5 right now, power. Good. All right, that's looking pretty cool. Really dark shadows. Now we're gonna fill those in with the key light. Turn that on, that's also at 7.5. All right, so we've got a really nice, well-lit portrait that's reasonably dramatic looking. I think actually that main light may be a little bit too bright. I'm gonna turn that down. Let's go down a stop to 6.5, just so it's not quite so bright. That looks better. Maybe even 5.5. So I'm not using a light emitter, obviously, I kind of like to eyeball it. Yeah, I think that looks better for my taste. That's a little bit darker on the front, so you can see the edge lights a little bit better. So that's a good lesson there. If you've got everything too close to the same power, then the edge lights won't show up nearly as much. It won't be nearly as dramatic. So take your time, make sure that you get it the way that you want it. Okay, so that looks great, but it's kind of, as far as the color, it's normal color, you know. So if you want to, if I always try to get people, or I want to get people's attention. I want to make them say, "How did he do that?" I want them to there to be some sort of unique look to pretty much not everything I do, but every shoot I try to do something that's a little bit different. So let's change the white balance. Hit function and go to white balance. It's on flash right now. We're going to go down to Kelvin, and you can see I've got it set to 2500 already. And then I also went over and customized that. Usually that dot is in the middle, so it's neutral, but I moved it over to the blue side just to make it even more blue, all right? Because I used the orange gel earlier and it was a little bit too much. Okay, so let's use that and see what we look like now. So you can see that's pretty cool, but it's all cool literally because it's all blue. All right, so let's lower this. We're going to use one of the Flexi gels. That's the really nice thing about the Flexi gels, is because with the normal sheet gels, this would be hard to do with this modifier because there wouldn't be really a way to get it in there. You'd have to have a piece that was big enough to go over the whole beauty dish. So we're going to throw that on real quick. Thank you. We've got a video on these gels too, if you guys, this is the classic pack. There's a vivid pack also. The orange is pretty similar on both, really. Okay. All right. Does that look like it's pointed at your face?
It's like just a little angled that way, maybe.
Good? Okay. All right. Okay, so now that should counter the blue and make his skin tone look normal. Go ahead and put your arms down. Spread your stance apart a little bit. There you go, good. Put your chin down. Clench your jaw. Give me a little squint. There you go, good. Pull your chin up just a little bit. Right there, perfect, good. All right, so now, okay, so what happened, that looks really cool. I actually really like that. But for the purpose, I'm gonna show him real quick.
Oh yeah.
That looks really neat.
That's cool.
It's pretty dark. So what happened was, anytime you put anything in front of the light, I don't care what it is. Doesn't have to be diffusion, but that gel is solid, so it's gonna kill the light power a little bit. That's why I tested this earlier before we started filming. That's why I was 2 stops brighter, because I had that gel on it. That looks cool. I would probably leave it like that, but I want you to be able to see it a little bit better. So we're gonna go back up to 7.5 on, remember I went down to 5.5 on the power. Now we're gonna go up to 7 because it's too dark. There you go, good. Chin up just a little bit. There you go, good. There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, now you can see his skin tone looks pretty normal.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, nice. All right. Okay, so you can use this technique outside. You can use it inside like this. Really anywhere. It's and you know, you might have to adjust the Kelvin a little bit. Like I said, I did customize it, move that slider over to the blue side. It was in the middle, so it was neutral. And I thought, I'm going to show you what that looks like before I did that, actually. So now I've just put it in the middle there of the color wheel. Cross your arms for one. You know. There. So now, actually on his skin tone, I think I might like the more. So that gave a little bit more color back to it. So I went to the blue side, so it took more out. But now with his skin, with my assistant, when I tested it, they have different skin tones. So it looked better with it on the blue side for him, but for Colby, I think I like it better warmer. What do you think? Like that or that?
That one.
Yeah, that looks almost like exactly right, actually. So, all right. So that's cool. We're gonna keep shooting and see if we can get some stuff for him to keep. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, we'd appreciate a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to matthernandezcreative.com, sign up for the newsletter so you can get notified whenever we post new content, where we've got new presets or templates coming out. There's gonna be a lot more to come. Thanks for watching.